Hello everyone, it's Shauna here from White Crane Qigong on a beautiful overcast evening here in Australia. Thank you so much for taking the time to drop by, share your energy and your time with me. Today's practice is all about self-healing. This doesn't have to be something challenging. We'll open up the body, hydrate and lubricate the joints, as well as recirculate the energy through the body so that it reaches the extremities and your organs up into your brain, helping to revitalize you, but also keep you nice, calm, centered, and grounded. Thank you so much for your time and energy and for joining me for this beautiful practice today. Come on, let's go.
Begin by finding a place where you can relax, unwind, and where you won't be disturbed for a good 20 minutes. Feel your feet upon the floor or the earth, and then step out to the left till your feet are about shoulder width apart. Imagine that the crown of your head is suspended from the sky. The spine is long and straight. And begin breathing into the body, up through the soles of the feet, up into the Hoi Yin point at the perineum, through every pore of your being. And just feel that sense of spaciousness enter you as you let go of the day. Interlace your fingers lightly and draw your hands up overhead. Be sure to keep your shoulders soft and your elbows slightly bent. Breathing out, lean over to one side. And then breathing in, coming back up to center. Breathe out to lean, and breathe in to come back up. We'll repeat each one of these movements 3 times. You'll be going at your own pace for the entire program, and using the range of movement that feels most comfortable for you today. The feet are nice and planted, knees are soft. We're using the lateral muscles of the body to expand and contract. This will help to dredge the liver meridians as well as open up through the side of the body. And then just allow your arms to sweep back down before we interlace the fingers again. Breathing in, draw the hands up, and breathing out, bend the knees generously as you fold forward as far as feels comfortable. Then we'll breathe in and draw the hands back up through center, close to the midline of the body. And then as you breathe out, you will fold over again. To come back up, tuck the tailbone under, push off the base of the feet, activate the core of the body. Breathing out, float down one more time in this direction. And breathing in, coming back up. Now flip your hands over again and we'll run down close to the body, bending the knees, and then breathing in to sweep out and come up. The description for this practice is a snake in an egg, and it's moving its hands, and the snake moves inside the shell, feeling its way around its environment. searching for a place to break free. Now breathe out and let the hands just wave back down. Feel the shoulders soften, wrists relax, and then we have one final round. Breathing in to come up, breathing out to turn, bending the knees and wave back down, this time at a 45-degree angle. And then you're breathing in to come back up, back to center, turning and back down. You're breathing out. If any of these forms feel too intense, you can always give them a miss. You can stand in Zhang and just gather the energy of the universe and the earth around you. You can just allow yourself to merge into stillness. Hands will wave back down in the opposite direction now. You're breathing in to come up and out to turn. Taking your time and feeling into every part of the form. Allowing the breath to guide you. Feeling the release as you slip forward and then the contraction as you raise back up. And then let your arms release back down by your side. And as they come down, just notice, where does this form actually end? Now we'll step your foot out at about 45 degrees knee bent. You'll keep one hand at the lower dantian, and the other one traces an outward flowing circle. We bend into the front heel, not too far, and then breathe in and leaning back into the back leg, come back. Sweeping around, drawing a circle. And the other hand stays at the lower dantian, holding you at center and stable. You may notice here that I'm moving more through the waist than I am through the hips. And we maintain this sense of inner balance, not leaning too far forward or allowing yourself to lean way back. And then you'll bring your foot forward and we'll pivot so that we're now working on the other side of the body. Drawing the circle, coming around, one hand staying at the lower dantian, and the other one sweeping around. You're always going at your own pace, finding your own inner rhythm. The breathing is natural, in and out through the nose, feeling that nice sense of grounded connection within. And then we'll pivot back to center and we'll continue with these foot movements. One hand over the other holding the chi ball. The lower hand will push forward and out at the level of the heart, and the upper hand will move up as though you're blocking the sun from your face. And we're just gently pivoting the feet from one position to another. This one can be tricky, so just take your time. We're continually alternating the hands This is a beautiful practice for the heart channels that run down through the inside of the arm. They get a nice little dredge and cleanse. Come back to center and then float the hands back down. Bring your feet back to shoulder width apart. Bend the knees and draw the hands up. This one we imagine we're a great sea turtle and the weight of the shell is on the back, compelling us towards the earth as we soften through the knees. When you see this from a side view, you can gather that the knees bend, the hands push gently out, and then the back arches and we draw back in and raise up. So the idea here is that the turtle wants to see what's above water. It raises his hands, places them on a rock, and then pushes down and lifts up from the crown of the head to get a perspective. Pushing the hands out and then floating up and coming back in. We'll continue with a few more rounds, just considering what it might feel like to have this protection with you at all times. When we cleanse and heal the body, we release tendencies towards old patterns and habits which can become heavy and cumbersome. Now breathe the hands up, and then as though you're tracing the outside of the shell with your hands, your etheric field is about the size of your hands expanded out. It's around your body, and it acts as a field of energy. When we meet other people, this field intermingles with another's energy field. When your field is strong and stable, it tends to protect us from picking up negative energy and harmful pathogens that are in the environment around us. Breathing in to float up and breathing out just to gently wave back down. And you can see my whole body just gently sinks on the out breath. Now here we're going to push the hands, palms facing back, bend the knees, and you'll bend over to retract into your shell. If it suits you to do so and it feels comfortable, you can raise your arms up as high as you can without straining. And then tuck the tail back under, slowly unwind, float the hands back up, and then breathe out and float back down. Gathering the arms up, sweep in front of the shoulders. We'll bring the fingertips together and pull the hands in close to the shoulders. And then breathe out, sink the knees and push out. And then rise up as the hands wave down. Here we gather in fresh, vital energy, infusing it into the lungs and the heart. We pull the Jing well and the fingertips together, and then we breathe out and push old stagnant chi out and rise up to meet the world and life. Breathing in to gather up. Draw the hands in close. And then you'll breathe out to push back out, tail under, contracting through the abdomen. If this breath is too long, please feel free to take additional breaths. Breathing in to pull in, and breathing out to just gently push back out. And then rising up, feeling that lightness that comes when we're full of fresh, vital energy. Try to keep your attention within the body and notice how the body responds to the movement, to the breath, and how just by paying attention, we can completely change our frequency, and then how we meet life, and ultimately how life will return that and meet us. Hands will soften back down, and then we'll come into Yin-yang palms. One hand turns up and floats up, and then both palms will turn, so you always have one up and one down. This is a beautiful practice if you have trouble meditating. You must stay focused so that you don't lose the momentum with the hands. Now the hand that draws up, imagine that you're pulling up through water, and then you're pushing gently back down again. And notice how the feeling of this form may change just by shifting your awareness. Drawing the palm up, both over, and then just gently pushing back down. Both hands turn over, and we'll draw them at the lower dantian as though you're holding a small ball. Breathing in to come up to about yin-tang, third eye. Reaching out and then drawing back up through center. Here we trace what's often referred to as the microcosmic orbit, the energy channel or great meridian of Renmai that runs down the front of the body, and Dumai that runs up the back of the body and over the head. These meridians help to feed the lesser meridians and keep the energy flowing through the body evenly. When we release stagnant qi and allow our energy to flow, it reaches into the places where it's intended to, freeing us from old thoughts, habitual patterns and tendencies, and allowing us to step forward with more spaciousness, curiosity, and a sense of feeling grounded and connected within. And this ball will slowly get smaller until we're just moving around the area of the heart and the lower dantian. And then it'll grow smaller again until we're just drawing this energy into the qi hai, the reservoir of the lower dantian. This helps to nourish and stabilize the root of the body, helping you to feel grounded and deeply connected within, while encouraging the energy to move freely through the body. Hands will rest at the lower dantian, and I invite you to stand here in this posture for a minute or two or even 10, and just really attune to your inner landscape, really getting a sense of who you are beyond the noise of life and this world, and coming back to that internal center that is always still, always connected and grounded. Thank you always for taking time to share Qi with me. I wish you a beautiful afternoon, evening, or morning, whatever time you are engaging in this practice. And may you remember that healing becomes a way of living and being rather than an activity or something to do. It is a lifestyle